Hi, I'm Carrie with Yoga Home, and let's talk a little bit about your spine. So there are three ways that the spine moves, right? It can move forward and back, it can move side to side, and it can twist. So I want to show you some things that we can do today to get into the sides of your body to really help you just breathe a little bit easier and clear some of the stagnancy that might be building in your body. So let's get started. I have a chair set up. So if you like to practice in a chair, or if you're kind of just getting started and are curious what it's about, sometimes it's nice to land yourself in a chair here. We'll do some standing postures too. So first things first, get your feet set up so that your feet are right underneath your knees and even out through your seat, and drop your arms by your sides. And just notice right away how this feels in your body. It should feel like some work just to sit tall, right? And so most of us, when we're seated at our desk, we're kind of we're slumping in, we're maybe sitting with legs crossed in an awkward way. All of that really impacts how our spine likes to stay positioned. So we have some work to do to stretch it all out. We find a little bit of engagement in the lower belly, and that helps to build some strength in the low back. And then let's find some side stretch here. So let your right arm just dip down to the side. Your left hand can stay on your hip, and then sweep that right arm up overhead and side body stretch here. Now I'm going to have you down through both of my sitting bones. Your sitting bones are the little bony structure that you feel underneath your seat, right? And if you're saying I have too much seat carry, it's all right. I hear you. But the bony structure is there. Trust me, right? Push down to the feet. Let your seat heavy down. And it doesn't have to be a super, I'd rather you not slump in. I'd rather you find lift and then over. You should feel like you're getting a big stretch from your right hip bone all the way up through that armpit. And then bring yourself back to center. Let your arms come down by your sides. And just notice how you feel side to side. Yeah, so we're going to even it out. The right hand comes to the hip, the left arm sweeps up overhead, and then side body stretch here. Right? So just notice as you're here, you could start to listen to your body. Do you want to sort of lift up on the hip to find a deeper stretch? Stay committed to the sitting bone staying down. The seat is anchored down. And then again, you're finding the stretch all the way through the ribs, up through that shoulder. And then release from that. You give your shoulders a little shimmy, and we'll come to a standing position. So really, sometimes I practice seated on the floor, sometimes I'll be in a chair, sometimes I'll be standing. It's whatever your comfort level is. All of these postures we can do from various ways. You'll have more stability if your feet are apart a little bit. And we can find a different variation of that. So sweep your right arm up overhead, left hand can be at the hip, and then side body stretch like we just did. Right? Now drop your top hand behind your head and then lay your head back into your hand. Aha, that might change the sensation a little bit, right? Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the tush a bit. Now you're getting stretched not only through the rib cage, but you're getting a little bit more opening in the shoulder as well. The head laying back into the hand just to open through the front of the body as well. Take a breath in and then exhale out. Good. Bring yourself back through center. And we return to what we call mountain pose. Legs are rooted, arms by your sides. Opposite hand comes to the hip. This time the left arm sneaks up overhead. And then side body stretch here. This one can feel so great if you've been sitting for a few hours. Drop your hand behind your head. That elbow goes up to the sky and then over. Anchor down really vigorously through that left foot. And so the whole left side of the body gets some nice space and opening. We talk about taking deep breaths, particularly in this time of COVID, right? And so what helps to do that is to create more space for the lungs to breathe. Good, come through center and release that down. Good, if you wanted to deepen that experience, there are ways to do that too. Take your right foot, either step it forward or cross it over. All right, now you have some stretch that's going to come into the hip as well. This may feel a little bit less steady, and that's okay. Again, if it's less steady with the feet totally crossed, just step the one foot in front of the other. And then side body stretch again. Now with this one, you may be able to just move the hips slightly over. You get a stretch through the outside of the hip. Again, deepen it, your choice. If you'd like to have the bicep frame the ear, the top of the arm by the ear, or drop the hand behind the head. Oh, it should feel pretty nice to just sort of breathe into this. And then start to rise up. Release that down. We'll take it to the opposite side. So the foot either steps forward or crosses over. Okay? Again, no need to fight it. No need to feel really unstable. Just step the foot forward if that's a better option for you. Left arm sweeps up, side body stretch here. This time the hips could move slightly to the left. And just notice your breath, right? When you come into these stretches, is it a little bit harder for you to breathe? You want to create a lot of space. And sometimes the breath gets a little bit more labored when we're creating that space. So you work to even it out. Even length inhale, even length exhale. Good. Come through center and release. And just notice how you feel now, right? Are you like, oh, I have more room here? You could even soften the knees. This is one of my favorites, to soften the knees and circle the torso around. Right? You're just creating a little bit more mobility. Circle it back the opposite way. Why not? If you're preparing to come back to your desk, you could even circle the wrists a few times. So good if you're doing a lot of keyboarding. And then release from that. Right? So just some simple and easy stretches. It would be so lovely if you spend a lot of time at your desk to just break up your day, maybe every hour, 2 hours, set your alarm, do a couple of these little quick stretches. You'll feel so much more refreshed and ready to go. So again, I'm Carrie with Yoga Home. Thanks for joining me. We've got plenty of resources online. I hope to see you.